Let's talk on self-esteem and self-assessment in a way that we never made it before. Let's keep it simple, some new thoughts, and at the end, you get a tool that you will love when you struggle with self-esteem. We are body, mind, and soul. But I should say soul, mind, and body. Our soul wants everything for us. And our mind also wants a lot, but not everything. We have preferences and some things that we try to avoid. And our precious body is this toolkit that has to realize all this poor body. Our body has the task to manifest everything, to bring everything to reality. We have so many desires in our mind, and our mind is our driving force. On the one hand, we have the desires, and on the other hand, there comes the criticism. Can I do this? Is this possible for me as a person and also for my body? Am I allowed to do it? Do I have the skills to do it? Is there someone that says you can or you can't? This opens the allowance or not. Am I worth it? And the problem comes by nature. As a child, we normally can't do everything what we want. There were rules from our parents, later in the kindergarten or at school. We had to learn what is allowed, what is forbidden in our culture, in our surroundings. And slowly over time, we built up a certain law. Allowed, not allowed. And with this law, we created our criticism. Our criticism is based on all these laws that we learned. We learned when you do something, this has to be this way. When we realize this, according to this plan, we got our congratulations. If not, you know what I mean. When you clean up your room, you will get a good chocolate pudding. Otherwise, not. And as we are thrown in all these regulations, we as a being, we soon declare, am I good? Am I bad? We created this worth system. And then, when we look back, there was a lot of things where I was bad. Some things where I was good. And this created our emotional bank balance. We see good things, bad things, or bad things, good things. And this emotional balance creates our self-esteem. We think so. And this is already a lie, because we as a human being, we are complete. We are a wonderful being. We can't measure our state of being because of successes or failures. This is just a rational-based measurement system. This has nothing to do with our worth as a being. We are complete. We can be a wonderful being even if we make something wrong. We can improve it later. But we built this assessment system that builds up our criticism. And whenever we do something later, we always have this criticism that says, I was good, I was bad, I was good, I was bad. This means we are not having unconditional love with us. We depend on this measurement system because we think other people see us this way too. My parents, my sisters, my teachers, my partner. Mostly, love is conditioned. When you are a good husband, then I make you a wonderful life. When you are a good spouse, then I will spoil you. What a nonsense. Love in ourselves and in our closest family surrounding should be unconditional. Unfortunately, it is not. But it's good to remind us. And mostly, you can't change other people. You can't say, treat me in another way. But we can treat us in another way. Mostly, During the day, we are dealing with our self-talk, and how we lead this self-talk, how we build up this self-talk, depends on how we feel. When we have a good self-talk, we feel good. And when our self-talk is full of criticism that we learned over time, then we feel bad. This disencourages us. We are tired. We don't have the burning desire to do something because we give up earlier. This criticism that we have with the low self-esteem makes us unproductive. We feel not loved. And as this criticism builds up over time, at the end, we don't know where all this comes from. We still have this assessment system that we always use when we plan something or when we do something. Some things we don't even start doing because we kill the plan already in our mind. I will never be able to do this. I have not the genes. I have not the skills. I have not the money. I was not born with this. We are born with everything. Our life can be an endless choice if we ourselves allow it to be. And with this assessment system, we can be our biggest motivator or our biggest enemy. Our self-talk, our self-criticism is so strong. It allows you to do something or not. Not you, not your desire, your wish. You use this program that is already installed over time that allows you to do or not to do, to learn or not to learn. But this is just a mental program. These are just beliefs. You think you can or you think you can't. Why? Because you learned this over time. But the past is not the future. Even when it once was good, you can throw it away when it doesn't serve your future plans. Self-esteem, good or bad self-esteem, is just a program, a mindset, a bunch of memories. And we want to be a good person. We take it serious. We learned this measurement system over time, and then we always use this to direct our actions. When I make something, it must fit this measurement system. This gives me a guarantee that I am the best person I can be. I can show to others. Because life is serious and I have to give the best I can. And now we come to the tool that I promised at the beginning. Life is not that serious. This is just another mental program that we learned over time with fear and all these consequences that can happen, that might hurt us. This is just a mental program. Life is not serious. And when we once remember when we were a child, children play a lot. This is how they learn. And only later, life becomes serious because there are consequences. But when we come back to this assessment, we as adults, and say, life is a play. There are endless rules. I make my new rules without hurting others. Rules in harmony with others. But I have so many new rules for every play, every moment, every time, every day. I can make my own rules. I don't have to live tomorrow as I lived yesterday, 1 year or 10 years before. There is no must. The must is only your criticism that you installed in your brain. Why should we measure the next day, the next week with this old measurement system? This is no guarantee. We think this is a guarantee. When I make the next day according to my criticism, then it will become a good day. This is a lie. There's no proof at all. And when we once say, I don't take life that serious, it's a play. This means all this big criticism we can throw it away. We can just go playing. We make it just like small children's. We play through life. We don't think before we do. We first do, and then we reflect. We learn by this also. This doesn't mean that we should reflect, but we should first do and then see what happens, and not thinking what we can do and killing the plan in our mind, and then we don't even act. Most of us have a lifespan from 120, 130 years. Let's make it big. I wish you all that you become 150 with a good consciousness and good health. It seems a lot of time for a human being, but when we look to all the galaxies in the universe, millions of years, this is nothing. And as our life is just as short as a mayfly, come on, why should we take it that serious? It is way too short. And this short time is enough to fill it with happiness, enjoyment, freedom, not with criticism. You have the life to live 120 years, and then you say to yourself, I can't. We kill our own life. We shouldn't do this. We are trained to kill our lives by all these critics. And we are wonderful. We have all these critics in our mind that regulate our actions. We shouldn't do this. See your life as your own play here on planet Earth. Make it in harmony, but allow yourself, deeply allow yourself to do what pops up in your being as a desire. A desire is a calling from your soul. Now we have the soul back. The soul says, I want that you do this. Let's create this experience through you. Let your mind be open. Don't say no. And let your body do it. And an idea that once was an imagination becomes a real manifestation. It pops up, comes from our soul, passes our mind. We get encouragement, not killing this, and we let our body do. Sometimes we should repeat this, and together with our body, we bring this in the physical world, in the 3D world. This is why we are here on planet Earth, and everybody has different desires, and everybody is a master creator, unless he kills or she kills his own actions by criticism. And the more we do it, the more this emotional bank account, I made it, I made it, I made it, I made it, I do it, I make it, I do it, I make it. Then we have more and more positive actions that we can be proud of. And this lifts up our self-esteem. And nobody can do this for you. This is your personal emotional account. Success. Another success. Another success that you can be proud of your production system and your actions that you created over time. Our self-esteem lies in our hands. It lies more in our mind. And we should understand this system and self-reflect. Is this criticism that I summed up over time, is it really beneficial, or does it kill more wonderful plans than I want? And when you see life as a short play, no criticism, just doing, having fun, making your feedback, but doing like children, just doing and having fun. And in this way, we even can learn. when I remember Jesus once said, "Be like a child." Probably this helps us also throw away self-criticism, build up your self-esteem, and have a lot of fun. Thanks for thinking with me. There are more good videos in my archive.